Yes, I'm all set. Can everyone hear me?
You're coming through good on our side. Show's all yours, and I'll flip to the slide here now.
All right. Well, thank you, Ravi, for inviting me to come and speak to all of you today. So my name is Mathew, and I also want to give a special shout out to my preceptor for this past rotation, Derek Borkowski, and the CEO, as well as the fellow for Pyrls, Brian, who have joined us here today. So again, my name is Mathew. I'm a final year PharmD candidate. And I finished a rotation just in the past month with Pyrls. Pyrls is a drug info pharmacy startup. It's based in Minneapolis, although this rotation was virtual. And going into this rotation, I didn't know exactly what to expect. It was the first time we were having this rotation here. And to connect really to this rotation, I mentioned Ravi Patel to Derek Borkowski. This kind of goes to the last point, which is how people can get involved, but really the first point as well. It all comes back to really connecting with Ravi and looking for opportunities to really create a non-traditional pharmacy experience. And so through talking with Ravi, if those who were present last year might recall, I did a presentation here with special topics with Pyrls, learning about student confidence using this drug info app. So Pyrls itself, to give some context, is a drug info app and program that is built to really capture concise clinical information for new practitioners, for pharmacy students, as well as non-pharmacy healthcare professionals as well. Pyrls has a number of different charts and has expanded. Right now the current platform has over 300 different drugs, and they plan on expanding that and are expanding that to 400, 500, et cetera, to really capture the pertinent drug information. So when I went into this rotation, I kind of expected, okay, I'm going to have some drug info, have some potential opportunities to really, build tables and whatnot. But really, I learned that this rotation had so many different opportunities. So, and the opportunities were really tailored to my interests and previous rotations too. And so on a weekly basis, I conducted drug info reviews, really looking at journal clubs and drug info questions starting from the second week, kind of building my clinical skills, building my scientific analysis skills, and having these weekly discussions as well as daily check-ins with the team. From these daily check-ins, I also got exposure to a number of different aspects as well. I mentioned a couple of the different softwares that I was either exposed to or used directly. Firebase is something that I didn't really know anything about, and I still don't know too much about, but just learning about what the company behind or what goes into a startup. Firebase is actually a software development tool or a kit or a platform that helps content creators create software development kits. And so Firebase helps create these. And then I learned about APIs, which essentially help with communication for different interfaces. So I was able to get a very broad exposure to programming and software development in addition to this large clinical overview. And everybody who works at Pyrls, everybody who is consulted or contracted with the Pyrls has a PharmD. So that's kind of the baseline. So from there, there's a really cool opportunity to build that repertoire of clinical and non-traditional experiences. So as I mentioned, I was able to build my experiences from previous rotations. So I did a 10-week rotation previously in medical communications, and I knew I had a strong interest there. And so from that rotation, as well as my rotation with the FDA, where I did a lot of drug labeling reviews, I was able to use those skills, go into the package inserts, and really capture those critical information bits in reviewing. Pyrls is drug information, as they, again, processed more information for their program. What additionally, I was able to really use my kind of creativity and digital design in a way that I found really fulfilling, and that was through creating social media posts. And that's where this Canva use interface, which I'm sure many people have used, but I had the fortune to practice and really build those skills there and really generate a lot of traffic for Pyrls, creating posts that captured over 800 individuals engagement-wise, and created tables, created figures across different clinical topics, across antipsychotics, diabetes, obesity, cardiac diseases with alpha receptor agonism, and even other topics clinically. So that was a really cool experience to really bridge together different clinical perspectives and the needs for healthcare professionals. Throughout this rotation, I really felt that I was providing value, and that was something else that was really cool for my experience. So to kind of connect it all together here, really this experience was really impactful because it helped me understand not only how software and how new innovative technologies can help healthcare professionals, but also really cemented my goals professionally to work in a space that's really creating medical communications and medical affairs. So that's my my career plans going forward. And if anybody's interested in learning more about an opportunity like this, really, Dr. Patel is the man to connect with, as well as, of course, anybody with Pyrls or any other startup or rotation in that space. And with that, I can end it there and open it up to any questions. I also have my LinkedIn QR code in the corner.
Thank you, Philip. If we could recognize the presentation with a round of applause. And as we buy some time for questions and look towards inviting our next speaker up, which will be Ian presenting on the challenge, I also wanted to thank Derek Borkowski and Brian, for the fellow at Cosmas, for joining us today. Much appreciated for taking on students as wonderful as Philip, but also for your participation. So much of what we've done across our hackathons, our courses, and now our rotation students. So thank you to the team at Cosmas. Questions, thoughts, or comments quickly before we hand things over to Ian.